I'm Lillian from the Postmodern family, and welcome to our home. If you haven't checked out our channel before, we make 3 new videos a week, so we encourage you to subscribe to our channel. If you have stuck with us through the series of our home renovation, this is the last part where we get to show you what it looks like today. It's not completely finished, but we wanted to take you through the house to show you what we've done. So this is our lounge, also called a living room in America. We wouldn't call this a lounge in America. And this whole area was not exactly like this. If you remember, there used to be a wall over here that got knocked down, which uncovered this lovely slope in the under the staircase. And then we've made this little into a closet area just for more storage. It was a corner. There was a wall here and there was a wall here that would make it a closet. And there was a door that went into the closet from the back of the house. So there was no access to this closet in the living room, which is why we knocked it down and we created this nice wide space. And I think the favorite part about this space here is if you come around and show us the space, the wall that we're looking at, is we're going to build in some shelves and a fireplace mantle and put a wood burning stove in the middle right here. The hard thing about this room, I mean, so many things. Felipe did all the electrics and the plumbing, so we got 2 radiators in here. We hid one behind the door, which was a great suggestion by one of the people who quoted us. So hiding a radiator behind a door because you're not going to use that space anyway. And then that one was because we had put up a new wall, it was actually easier to mount the radiator on a drywall wall instead
That's not the reason why.
Oh, that's not the reason why. But it was the reason also because there's
It's
another
behind
radiator,
that door.
There's another radiator behind it as well. So it kind of shares some plumbing. And also, yeah, this space is not being used, so it is behind that door. So yeah. And then hardwood purchased on UK Flooring Direct and on a nice sale. And our builders, also, he's a carpenter by trade. Never done a floating floor before. We've never heard of it. So kind of creaky. Like I find that as we walk, it's still creaking in places because it's not nailed, glued down on top of a damp-proof membrane. But yeah, I think as we walk on it, it'll just settle and settle and settle, and it won't creak so much anymore. The fixtures were chosen by me from the range. Once again, everything has approved by Felipe because he is the aesthetic expert, hence why he chose me to be his wife. Come through to the kitchen now. And this is probably our pièce de résistance. There used to be a wall that extended here, and then there was a little door to like a cupboard, and then this was totally closed off here as well. So it was like a hallway here into the kitchen, which there was a door here, and you would open into the kitchen. So the kitchen was so narrow, it only gave you this much space to work with. So we got rid of that wall, and that was so exciting because it immediately opened up the window with the light coming into this space is so beautiful. And we have some amazing friends who gave us their kitchen. So all of this stuff down below especially, which still needs to get repainted and retouched, were given to us, and the appliances, the refrigerator, the gas hob and the extractor hood. And then the top stuff we had to buy new because our ceilings were a little lower than their ceilings and it wouldn't fit what they had, the configuration. So we ended up getting 900mm tall covers, which is pretty tall, but also it's, as you can see, it sits up really high. So it takes tall people to get all the way up there. So sometimes I have to get on a step stool to reach up high. And then our lovely Belfast sink is just really, it's much bigger than our old one. And then this solid wood worktop. We originally were going to use the quartz worktop that we got from our friends, but the quartz worktop just wouldn't fit into this size kitchen properly with the right cuts and stuff. So we went with a new worktop. The builders did this as well. and finished it to try to match our floors. So it looks really cohesive, I think. And we got their door handles, our little cupboard handles from IKEA, and that just really matches our traditional style, I think, as well as the sink. This came from our friend's original kitchen sink and faucet, tap, sorry. And I really like it. So it seems to match with what we bought from IKEA. So yeah. Some people were asking why there was so much furniture left over when we moved in. It's actually because Felipe and I requested that they leave some of the stuff, mainly because we were moving in from a furnished property, which means we had to leave all that stuff behind, and we didn't have beds and sofas. So we said, oh yeah, leave it, and if we don't like it, we'll just sell it and hopefully make some money so we can then buy new stuff. Well, turns out that the landlord who rented us the original property that we were staying in also wanted to leave us his furniture, so we ended up inheriting like double it, like what we needed. So we had 4 beds to take care of, 4 sofas, 2 armchairs we still have to like get rid of, so much stuff, tables, etc. So we were really blessed with having so much stuff in the end, because then we can use it to sell or keep. And anyway, this here is our lean-to, which I think is just a mini conservatory. The realtor, they called it the lean-to, which is why we call it now, but I've never used that term before. This is now our dining room. So that's why Felipe put a radiator out here so that we could stay warm during the winter season. But what we found is during the daytime, it gets really hot in here. It's very comfortable, and I'm just worried now that it's gonna get too hot in the summertime. So Felipe also installed these lights and put an outlet here and a switch here for the lights. But we're not done with this wall yet. We have got it quoted to get plasterboarded, and we want to get rid of this window and turn this window into a little like cupboard with shelves so we can get little cups and stuff like that. Do you want to talk
about how it was before?
Before, it was basically this wall. I mean, the problem with this wall...
There was a door there.
Oh yeah, oh yes. Before there was a sliding door there that entered into this area, which is like a storage area. So it was quite a large storage area,
which was in the lounge.
Yeah, which was sticking into the lounge, but not accessible from the lounge. Yeah, so we blocked that off, as you can see, with this drywall wall. But now we have the problem of what do we do with this wall? The brick is like, the paint is all flaking off. It's very flaky and difficult to paint over, and some people say it could be due to damp. So we might have to get a damp specialist out. I don't know, lots of stuff. And then, but thankfully all of this stuff is just original. I do want to paint over it and make it pretty, like a gloss white. But the garden is beautiful. It's a lovely view in the morning when I'm having my breakfast. And I have room to hang up our laundry to dry. So now let's go upstairs. And the stairs here used to be, I don't know if you remember, there was carpet, a landing here, and the carpet was all really messed up. So anyway, we replaced the carpets by a fitter's, they're called Carpet Express, and they did it really well, very fast, good service, and a good price as well. Okay, here we decided that the baby would go in this room, so we'll go and look at this room first. Go ahead, camera. We didn't change much of anything, except that we did have to replace this wall. So this wall was the same continuous wall that went down into the wall that we had to remove in the living room. And because it was the same wall, they had to take both stories down, or else, I don't know, they just can't have like a floating brick wall and then supported by nothing. So they had to redo it all. So now this is a drywall wall. And
that's the only wall.
A stud wall. I don't know the difference. So yeah, and so this is the baby's room. So welcome to our wonderful bathroom. This was our labor of love that I had physically taken off those sinks, and actually I damaged it, and one of the buyers didn't want it anymore. But anyway, it had carpet on the floor, it had this horrible tile, and then behind the tile was this crazy blue. Anyway, so we ended up buying tiles from wallsandfloors.com and got new flooring and walls, marble effect, and then we bought a whole bathroom set, a suite from soak.com. This was the traditional Cambridge suite, and it has a freestanding bath with the vanity, was extra, matching though, and then the sink with the toilet separated, so we have one in the corner and this one across the way. And then this freestanding tub is very specially aligned and a diagonal because we wanted to have the stand-up shower. And if you notice, our ceilings are slanted, so they're very shallow over there. The height's not high enough until this point, which is why we had to have this tub on an angle so that some part can be created for the stand-up shower. So we can be completely closed in with the shower curtain, which is so cool. And this extra thing, I don't think this works.
It does actually.
How do you turn it on?
Don't worry, I'll show you later.
Oh, okay. So yeah, now we have like 3 different shower heads and
that's not a shower
one
head
tap.
down there.
This is a shower head?
Oh no.
This is a shower head, this is a shower head, that's a shower head. 1, 2, 3.
I don't think so. What about the wall and the chimney?
So this wall here, there was, this used to come out and like we would lose about a foot off of that wall. And so we decided to knock that over, knocked it down, but there was a chimney over here in this corner, so we had to also get that knocked down. It was just a longer and more expensive process. So always revealing her secrets to you, these houses, right? So now that we've knocked it down, it's so much nicer, so much bigger, lots of storage, and then you have this really classy looking bathtub in here. And then come into this room. This is now our bedroom. We decided to switch with our daughter, and it is, this wall here was the wall that used to be pushed out towards the bathroom, but then on the end there was still a bit in. So it was a very oddly shaped room, but now that we've gotten rid of it, it's made it a nice rectangular room, which means we can push our bed right to that corner, create lots more space on this side, which then includes my workstation. Isn't it funny that I have this on my printer? So originally my computer and all that was down in the lounge, or up in the lounge in our old house. So Felipe said that it was not aesthetically pleasing and to hide it in our bedroom so we can keep my mess away from other guests when they come. So it's worked out quite well so far. It hasn't disrupted Felipe from sleeping at night since I stay up so late, but I do all my editing here now. And then we're gonna go into the daughter's room. Doris's room is now her home education room as well. So she has the bigger room of the two, but it's worth it because she has all of her books here for her home education, her wall of stuff we're learning, maps, and then this wardrobe, she's only using this much of it, and then the rest of it is just Felipe and my clothes that we don't wear very often, but we can store in here as well. So it's, ooh, that sound. And then up here is some extra storage, which I just found out we haven't looked in since we moved in. So we got some junk in there we need to clear out. And then I got this special bed, same exact bed as our bed over there, because it's high and it has really good underbed storage. And these lovely secondhand pictures of ballerinas to make it look like a nice girly room, because our daughter is very much a girly girl. So that's Doris's room.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk to you guys about our favorite parts of the house. So let's turn it around for both of us. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this video. We're gonna wrap it up now and just chat with you about our favorite elements of the house and the most challenging experiences, etc. So go ahead, honey.
Go ahead.
So my favorite part of the house is the kitchen, and we are in it right now. I love a bright kitchen, which is why we spent £200 for the lights from IKEA. They are, I forgot they're called, they're like Tradverse or something. There.
Is that the brightest setting? I don't think it is.
No, this is the brightest. Do you want, is that better?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, they're amazing because they change temperature, so they can be warmer in color or cooler in color, and also in brightness, which is supposedly as bright as daylight, which is what it is right now. And also the tiles that we bought from Walls and Floors, I think is really pretty and just creates a nice style to the kitchen, a nice added delicate traditional touch. How about you? What's your favorite part of the house?
I think my favorite part of the house is the lounge, which is still in work because we need the bookshelf cabinets on the left and right of the fireplace mantle,
The wood burning stove.
the wood burning stove. But that's my favorite space.
Yeah, once those are in, it's gonna be really a fantastic space, and we'll be able to clear all the windowsills from Felipe's books. If you've noticed, all of the windowsills currently have books on them, and they will be going into the bookcase, so we won't have them blocking the window anymore. Our son has been very vocal and needy and loud and rambunctious lately. He's growing in his canines on the bottom. Yeah, he's a bit of a handful right now. So what was your most challenging part of the whole process?
I think probably underestimating the work necessary. I think at every achievement or everything we accomplished, I thought we're like, okay, we're nearly done. And it just opened up the vista to more work than I expected. Like
More
you
money.
do something and then there was like, actually there's a lot more to do. Now that you've done this, you're gonna have to do this, that, and that. So
Yeah.
I think the hardest part was sort of dealing with that.
I think one of the hardest parts for me was that sometimes the work done by the builders wasn't very nice. Like I felt like they didn't do a good job in some areas that really irked me because I wouldn't be able to fix it. And I don't know how much it would cost to get it fixed. So for example, when they did the plastering, they didn't tell us that they needed us to take the plumbing down from the radiators. So instead of, I don't know why, but they just kind of plastered it as close as they could to it, but then left anything behind the radiator just not plastered, and it
Not
just
the radiator,
created,
anything behind the radiator plumbing.
Yeah, the plumbing, like the pipes,
'Cause the radiators
the
were
copper
off.
pipes. Yeah, the radiators were off, but the copper pipes were in, and we did ask them beforehand if we needed to take them off, and he's like, no, it's fine, you can leave them. And then to turn out like that you can't leave them in like that. Now we have to box them in, or I don't know. It's like, or we have to take them off now and putty it. What would you do to flatten it? I don't know. It's a mess, so it doesn't look good aesthetically, and that's a bit sad. And there's several other areas like that, and like the flooring and the trim, the skirting boards. But the main thing for me that was really difficult, like one of our commentators said, one way to know how good your marriage is to do a home renovation. And for us, it was really stressful. For me, I was really stressed out about the finances, like whether we had the money to complete the work. And I think like most women, I like financial security, and being in any position where we're borrowing money just freaks me out. So that's something that really was stressful for me, and then I think it did cause a strain on our marriage, but thankfully Felipe was just away working on the house most of the time, so we didn't deal with each other a lot. And we didn't vlog very much. What do you think?
About what?
Do you agree?
Yeah.
You're like, you want to say something, but you're not saying it.
Yeah, it's very stressful. Yeah. You made it more stressful.
He's still mad at me. Clearly, you can tell he's still mad at me. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, but we've done it. We've moved in. It's a livable house. We can start vlogging again regularly and continuing our lives. And hopefully you'll get to see more of us. And do check out our Patreon page and our t-shirts. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And thank you so much for watching and being constant supporters of our channel. Bye!